Welcome back to The Rich Life. My name is Aaron, and today we're going to be talking about the rich life of William Zabka. But before we get started, don't forget to click like and subscribe for your daily dose of your favorite celebrity content. Now let's get to it. William Zabka is an American actor, writer, and director who has a net worth of $3 million. William first gained international fame when he starred in 1984's blockbuster The Karate Kid. He's earned additional fame and accolades from the rebooted continuation series Cobra Kai, which debuted in May of 2018 on YouTube, but really picked up steam when it was put on Netflix. William Zabka was born in New York on October 20th, 1965. Both of his parents worked in the film industry in various capacities. At one point, his father was the assistant director on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in Johnny's first 2 seasons as the host. William began his acting in his late teens. His first official credit was on the television series The Great American Hero. A year later, William would have landed the role, which gave him lifetime fame, that of Johnny Lawrence, the high school bully who menaces Ralph Macchio's character in The Karate Kid. William won the role after Ralph Macchio told producers that he scared the shit out of him during the audition. He had no previous acting experience with karate, but was a high school wrestler. So here's the premise of The Karate Kid. Daniel, who's played by Ralph Macchio, moves to Southern California with his mother, but quickly finds himself the target of a group of bullies who study karate at the Cobra Kai dojo. Fortunately, Daniel befriends Mr. Miyagi, an unassuming repairman who happens to be a martial arts master himself. Miyagi takes Daniel under his wing, training him in a more compassionate form of karate and prepping him to compete against the brutal Cobra Kai. The Karate Kid is a semi-autobiographical story based on the real life of its screenwriter, Robert Mark Kamen. At age 17, after the 1964 New York World's Fair, Kamen was beat up by a gang of bullies. He thus began to study martial arts in order to defend himself. Now, The Karate Kid went on to earn $100 million in the US alone on a budget of $8 million, and basically single-handedly launched a Karate Kid craze. Throughout the 80s, he went back and forth between film and television projects, appearing in such productions as Just One of Those Guys, National Lampoon's European Vacation, The Karate Kid Part 2, The Greatest American Hero, ER, and The Equalizer. In the 90s, he shifted his focus to production. He did continue to appear in films intermittently, such as Shoot Fighter, The Power Within, and Interceptors. In 2003, he wrote and produced a short film, Most. The film went on to receive an Academy Award nomination. He's also directed numerous music videos. He's recently returned to acting after a long period behind the lens, appearing in an episode of How I Met Your Mother. In 2017, William Zabka and Ralph Macchio teamed up with a group of producers to pitch a rebooted series based on their Karate Kid characters. They received offers from several studios including Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Apple, but ultimately selected YouTube Red as the winning bidder. Both Ralph and William earned a reported $100,000 per episode for the first 2 seasons, which makes out to be around $1 million per season. They serve as co-executive producers on the project. The series is executive produced by Will Smith, ever since his company Overbrook Productions licensed the rights from Jerry Weintraub's company, Weintraub Entertainment Group. The first season was released in May 2018. It received universal high praise but unfortunately low viewership because no one had YouTube Red at the time. Thankfully, in August 2020, the show was finally released on Netflix, where it found a wider audience and became one of the most popular shows on the platform. Though their characters in Cobra Kai can't seem to get along for more than a day, their in-real-life relationship couldn't be more different. Zabka says that him and Macchio are both from New York and have a lot of things in common and love hanging out off-screen. We'll drive home, we'll have the same complaints, the same thoughts, so we drive, we get lost together, crank the music together, Zabka said on the Jenny McCarthy show in 2019. But this wasn't always the case. Zabka and Macchio were not this close during their Karate Kid days. There was no bad blood between the two, but the movie director, John Avildsen, generally kept the actors separate when they weren't filming. I mean, John didn't want us to get too chummy. He encouraged me to hang out with the Cobra Kai kids as where I belonged apparently, Zabka told SiriusXM. Macchio revealed in a joint interview though with Rotten Tomatoes in 2019 that his bond with Zabka grew stronger after the passing of their beloved friend, Pat Morita, also known as Mr. Miyagi. We've become much closer friends over the years, certainly since Pat, said Macchio. When Pat passed away, we became closer friends just through the loss of him and moving forward and the fact that this film has stood the test of time. In the years since its events of The Karate Kid and its sequels, Johnny Lawrence has a difficult life. He doesn't have many meaningful personal relationships, he struggled to hold steady jobs, and can't shake off the shortcomings of his past. Nonetheless, as many Cobra Kai fans expressed in a Reddit thread, that he's far and way funnier than the character shown. Most would agree that his poor choices of words in some situations and lack of understanding when it comes to some topics can contribute greatly to his humor factor. Meanwhile, Daniel LaRusso, Dimitri Alexopoulos, and more had supporters backing them up. For as much as Cobra Kai fans seem to enjoy Johnny's presence on the program, it sounds like William Zabka is equally enthusiastic about the character. In January 2021, he spoke to The Wrap about the first roles he's played since the Karate Kid film, explaining how he's changed yet remained the same since the 1984 All Valley Karate Tournament. He's still tough, he's rough around the edges, and he's got a lot to figure out. All that's colorful and makes for a really complex, funny character to play, Zabka said, voicing his appreciation for being able to take Johnny in a new, anti-hero-like direction on Cobra Kai. Johnny Lawrence has been many things on Cobra Kai. A mentor, a friend, a father, an enemy. All the while, even if he hasn't done so intentionally, he still found time to be funny too. Now, as for his house, I don't have much information on it, nor his real life car collection, but in the second season of Cobra Kai, in the YouTube series, Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio, uncovers a yellow 1947 Ford Supreme Deluxe convertible that his teacher had him wax in order to instill in him the muscle memory that would be translated into defensive karate blocks. Now, Miyagi-Do karate student Robbie, played by Tanner Buchanan, is the one applying the wax and doing chores to learn martial arts. This isn't just any prop car though. It's the original yellow Ford that was featured in the films and owned by Macchio himself. While he was shooting the Karate Kid 3, he asked Columbia Pictures if he could buy the car, but never heard back. On the day that part 3 came out, the car was outside in front of his house in New York City from Columbia Pictures, he said. It was actually Macchio's idea to include the car in Cobra Kai to give the series that extra touch of authenticity. I said, if we're doing the show, I want the car to be in it. We got to dust it off, it's been still for about 2 decades, and then put a new engine in it and get it all cleaned up and looking like new. I love having it in there. Macchio never named his car, but does call it wax on, wax off for obvious reasons. Although not quite as old, another car also steals the spotlight temporarily. Last season, Daniel's cousin and his friend retaliate against Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka, by setting fire on his 80s era red Pontiac Firebird. Since Daniel is a successful auto dealer in the San Fernando Valley, he offers Johnny a used replacement car. Although Johnny chooses a red 2009 Dodge Challenger RT, it doesn't stay that color for long. In episode 2, he has the car have a complete makeover, painting it black and gold to match the Cobra Kai colors, and even installs a silver Cobra head gear shift. The way things went and ended at that point, Johnny didn't want to drive around in constant reminder that this is a car from LaRusso's lot, said the co-creator John Horowitz. It even had the LaRusso temporary tag in the back, so this is Johnny's idea of what a badass muscle car would be. Make sure to catch up on all the seasons of Cobra Kai if you haven't yet, and let me know in the comments what you think about the show being a sequel to The Karate Kid. I actually want to know 2 things, your favorite Karate Kid movie and your favorite season of Cobra Kai. I'm going to be waiting in the comments. My name is Aaron, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll be seeing you soon.